hygiene. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Wow, I can't believe I'm saying this to you guys, but I am finally a doctor. We actually started this journey together and it's like, wow, so many emotions. Yeah, so it's like a full circle moment and I just had to come on here and give you guys like everything. I'm gonna download every information to you guys. So first of all, welcome to my channel. My name is Afia. Nice to meet you. So I'm using my iPhone camera, so iPhone 13 Pro Max, because my actual camera, which was a Sony camera, is not working. I hooked it up to my laptop, which is to the left. So if I look to this side, it's just because I'm making sure that I'm actually in focus and I'm not like looking weird. Also, it's so weird not being able to see myself. So you guys, it literally took a long time. You guys know I'm not really good with technology, so boy, I had to really try for you lot. But let's get into the video. So this has been my final year, as you guys already know. So I've been studying medicine in Bulgaria, Pleven Medical University, for 6 years now, and I have come to the end of my degree. Thank you, Jesus. I'm so grateful that it's done. There were so many horrible things that happened, but we thank God. I'm so grateful to Jesus that it's over. So let's really get into final year. I'm gonna just give you like how final year was, like a quick snapshot of it, just so that you know you're prepared for it. And then also I will tell you what is next, and then I'll start doing videos because I was asked to do videos about my IELTS, how that was. So I did my IELTS and I got really good grades, so how I found it, how I studied for it, that kind of thing, and the journey from Pleven to the UK. Obviously I am from the UK, so I am transitioning back to the UK, so I wanted to just make sure that on this channel you guys also have that information, so when you're ready to leave Pleven by God's grace, that you can come back to these videos and get the help that you need. I know it's difficult to get all the information in one place, and I know that sometimes as well when you're like trying to ask people questions, it's a bit difficult. So everything that I'm going through and things that I know, processes that I know, I will put it on this channel for you guys. Sorry, I'm just making sure everything is okay. Okay, so final year. So in 6th year in Pleven is basically, you're already a doctor kind of, but it's just like an internship year. It's basically the same thing as F1, F2 in the UK, but because we're medical students and we're international, you have to do this year to pass and to get your diploma. But when you get back to the UK, you might have to do F1 and F2 again. When you get back to the UK, you don't have to do F1. Like, you can go straight into F2 if you feel like you're competent enough to do that, and some people do that. Or you can do F1, depending. Literally is up to you. It just depends on you and what you think you can achieve, and if you have the competency for it. Some people want to do F1 and F2 just to make sure they get all the help and all the experience that they need, or the necessary experience, because if you go straight to F2, which some people do, and you make certain mistakes, it's like, how are you making those mistakes? You should have learned that in F1. So some people just want to do F1 and F2 so that it's like, I'm not making rookie mistakes in F2. And also in F2 in the UK, F2 stands for Foundation Year 2, by the way, and F1 Foundation Year 1. In F2 in the UK as well, you are like in charge of a few F1s. So if you've never done it before, sometimes it might be hard for you to find your own feet, let alone help other students or other doctors. So yeah. Okay, so let me just talk to you about the 6th year in Pleven. It's called stage, and that means internship year in Bulgarian. So there's different groups. So in this uni you have 5 different groups, and every group has different rotations at different times. And then throughout the year you're gonna have 6 big exams, and these exams, when you pass all of them at the end of the year, you become a doctor. So I was in group 5, and that was the last group. So we started 2 weeks later than everyone. So we started on the 15th of March 2021, and I finished my last exam. It's gone off. Ooh. Just a second. So the software that I was using has told me that I have to pay now, so I can't even see myself. This is my issue. Like, oh, I just hate technical stuff. Like, what is going on? If anyone knows how I can like mirror my phone to my laptop, because I thought I could do it on Windows, and it was asking me for a password that I didn't have. So I'm like, I don't really know. I'm actually tired. Anyways, let's move on. And I hope I'm sat in this exact same position as before, so I hope I'm, you know, in the right spot and everything. So I did that. So we started on the 15th of March last year, 2021, and we just finished on the 18th of March 2022. So it was a whole year. So the first rotation that we had was emergency, and emergency was just, you know, the normal stuff that you do, A&E, resuscitation if someone is unconscious, giving them CPR, all that sort of thing. So that was pretty much like basic, and it was really, you know, easy breezy. And the thing with Pleven is, though, because it was 2021, we were still dealing with the pandemic, a lot of the times we would go into the hospitals and we would not be, nothing would be happening. So we'll go to the hospital in the morning, nothing will happen, we'll leave like maybe half an hour, 1 hour later, because we'll be like, just go home, there's nothing to do, nothing to see. Or sometimes the wards that we're supposed to go into were COVID wards, so they'll be like, don't come in because you can't come in. So stuff like that. So a lot of the time we weren't really in the hospital like that, because I know I tried to film quite a few day in my lives, and I did like 1 or 2, I think, but a lot of them were at home, so it's like I can't show you anything. But yeah, so straight after emergency we had our optional rotation. So optional rotation, basically everyone chose ortho, because orthopedics is the one that gives you signatures without any issue. Also, to let you know, at every single rotation you need to get signatures at the end of it, and you have a book called the stage book, and you need to get that signed off. If you don't get it signed off, you're not allowed to sit the exam at the end of the rotation, and if you don't sit the exam, you're not gonna graduate. And at the end of every single rotation you have an exam as well. Optional was the only one that you didn't have an exam because it's an optional subject. So a lot of us chose ortho because ortho was just easy to get signatures. They weren't really in your business like that. You could go in like once or twice or a few times if you wanted to, and you could also use that time to check out other specialties as well, because I feel like people use that time to see if they were interested in other stuff. So during that time for optional, I went to neuro for a bit, neurology, because I was kind of interested in neurology. I really found it interesting when studying. So I went there for like, I think 1 or 2 weeks. And then I also went to obstetrics and gynaecology. They had like a gynecological base in town. And I think I filmed. Did I ever show that video? I don't know if I ever showed that video, but I did film then. Did I show it? I'll check, but I don't remember if I showed it, but I did film that, like a day in my life. So that was good as well. So we got to do that. That was gynecological visits. In that time I was able to look at 3 different specializations: ortho, which I wasn't really that interested in, neuro, which I was very interested, and obstetrics and gynecology, because that is like my number 1 specialty that I'm thinking of maybe going into. Then we had peds after that. So we had peds. Peds was nice. It was we went to the hospital actually quite a bit, and we're allowed to see, you know, the kids and stuff. But like with peds, you keep seeing the same thing. A lot of them have like pneumonia, bronchitis, like, you know, these little respiratory issues. That's what a lot of them have. So it became very like repetitive and everything. But peds was nice and I enjoyed it. The exam was good. It was long-winded, long-winded, but it was good. During the exam, you have to do cases, you have to do MCQs, you have to do the rehydration formula. They give you an ECG as well. So it's got like 5 different parts to the exam, but it was a good exam. There was no issues with that. Then we had surgery. You guys, I know I filmed this for sure because it's recent, but I know I filmed how my surgery exam went, so you can go back and check that out. But we went back and we passed the exam with flying colors. I was so happy the second time I did the exam, and I had Stoikov, and he was really impressed. When at the end of the exam, after he asked me so many questions in the oral, he was like, good, well done. And I was like, great, because they never say good, they never say well done. And he gave me a really high mark. And for surgery, it's really like, because they really do grill you, so I felt really accomplished, because I was like, I just study. Like, you study and then sometimes you feel like you're moving like I don't know anything, but I've been spending 12 hours a day sitting at my desk studying. So to get a good grade at the end of the day, it just makes you feel like, yes, I did not work all that time, I did not sacrifice sleep, sacrifice enjoyment for nothing, you know. The next thing we had was obs and gynae again. This was obviously part of the rotation. Earlier on it was like optional, so this was great. We weren't able to go to the hospital that many times. We went a few times, but not that many times. We wanted to do night shifts. We went in by our own accord. We're like, yeah, we're gonna go to do a night shift. There was nothing there, so after like an hour they were like, just go home. I was like, I literally came to see something, but it was still the same, you know, stuff that we normally see in pregnant women, you know, but I didn't really see as much as I wanted to see. But I still love obs and gynae. I love studying it. It's very interesting to me, so that's still my, you know, my number one. Hygiene. This was this was a horrible, like, guys, did I film this? I don't know if I filmed this. I know I filmed it, but I don't think it ever came out. But if it did, it's probably my last video. But hygiene, there were 4 moving parts to it. It was infectious disease, hygiene, social medicine, and tropical medicine, right? Oh, epidemiology. So it was just a very long-winded, very boring to study. So boring, but you know, I guess we made it. The exam was good. There was like literally no hiccups. I feel like hygiene lady was being a bit asking a lot of questions and stuff, but it was okay. Literally, it was easy breezy. Then we had internal, which was my last exam. And if you guys watched my last video about studying for my last exam, you know how it went. But it was very testing. It was very testing because she really tried, the cardio assistant really tried to fail me for no reason, but to God be the glory. I passed with flying colors and I'm so happy. I didn't even pass with flying colors, I just passed. I said thank you. Let me take my mark and go. I'm a doctor, okay? She brought my mark down because I know I got a 6 in that gastro because I saw it, and Pomo did not even let me talk much. He was like, yeah, cool, you can go. So I know I had a high mark, but cardio was just a 3, so I know it brought the other grades down, but I don't care. I passed. So that brings us to today. So that's it. I'm literally done with all my exams, and it's just, you know, the next stage of my life. So that brings me back to what's next for me. So what's next for me is going back to the UK, like I said before, and my plan of action is I'm thinking of, obviously everyone in the UK, you have to do your foundation year 1 and 2, or 1 or 2. No, you have to do 1 and 2 or 2. So my next step is to get registered with the GMC, which is the General Medical Council, and have my name there so I can start practicing in the UK, and then we'll go from there. I am thinking of doing F1, F2 if I can, or maybe F2. It depends, but I feel like before I go into F2, I want to make sure that I have experience. I don't want to go into F2 without experience. So from now till August, we'll see what's gonna happen. August is the time when all the new starters, new doctors start. Or most of the contracts for F1 and F2 start in August. So because we finished in March, we have a few months till then to kind of, get experience or rest or, chill or whatever. I really don't know what the next few months is gonna bring, because I can't, I don't know. I really don't know. So that's why you guys are gonna go with me and we'll see what happens. But obviously right now what I'm doing in the background is making sure I am registered with the GMC. So after my foundation years, I do want to go into GP training. I was thinking of doing GP with special interest in obstetrics and gynecology, because to train to be a GP is 3 years, which is quick. I like that. And then I'm also able to do the thing that I really like, which is obstetrics and gynecology. But if I do just obstetrics and gynecology specialization, it's about 6 years plus. I don't know about that. And then what if I don't like it, or what if I don't want that to be all that I do? But if I do GP with special interest in obs and gynae, that means I can do a few days in the GP clinic and then a few days in the hospital. And then if it turns out that I'm so in love with obstetrics and gynecology, I can also move into that. But at that point, I'm already a GP. You get what I mean? And I can always do that as well. So that's where my mind is at right now. It's not set in stone. I feel like everything with medicine is not set in stone, because there's so many opportunities, so many pathways, so many branches. It's very broad. You can do literally anything from medicine, but that is where I'm at right now. And also locoming is definitely something that I'm gonna look into, just to make some money, because I don't know if you've heard, but as a doctor, people are not making much in the UK. F1, F2, the salary is peanuts, especially if you're in a different city because you had to move for work, which is probably what I'll be doing. I'm open to anywhere but London. And then what else? Yeah, I just want to be able to be financially stable. So I feel like that's why when it comes to locoming, that might be something that I'm looking into. For those that don't know, locoming is basically working as a doctor, but like with an agency, or you're not permanent member of staff. You come and go as you please. So basically you're a doctor, and when they need you, as and when they need you. So you can do 2 shifts a month, 20 shifts a month. It's up to you, literally. You make your own schedule. So yeah, it's like a travel nurse type of thing, like, agency nurses, but for doctors it's called locum. So I think that's it, because I don't want to go too much into everything now, because I'm going to do a series of transitioning into the UK. So if you want to know more about that, make sure you tune in for that series. Make sure you are subscribed, and I really appreciate you guys for sticking by me these years, and we've been going through it. We've been going through it, but we made it. And I know a lot of you guys are watching me. Some of you are still in Pleven, so good luck, guys. If I can do it, you guys can do it as well. And as per usual, contact me on Instagram, ask me questions if you need help. I know I always get messages, I always get questions, and I'm always like happy to help, as long as it's not something I've already mentioned, or it's not something that is like has nothing to do with me. Like, don't ask me. Someone asked me before if I know what percentage of Muslims are in Pleven and what percentage of Muslims are in Plovdiv and Sofia, and which university has the most Muslim community. What? I don't know. Like, you can't. I don't know. I don't even know how many Christians are here, so stuff like that, it's like I can't help you with that. Or someone messaged me and they were like, oh, how much are the fees? You can literally find that on the university website, and it changes for different years. So my fees are different to your fees, you know. So some things you guys can find that out yourself, but like if you need help, I'm always here. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. From your doctor, and get to know, okay? All this while, it hasn't been recorded.